our first choice this evening. She is our maid of honor. Her name is Christy.
Before I get started, Mom and Dad, I know how much you put into this celebration, and we want to make sure everyone enjoys themselves as much as I'm feeling. I want to tell a little fairy tale story about our princess and Prince Charming. Once upon a time, one snowy night, Brian and my brother Nick were high school friends at Regis. It was snowing so bad that Brian couldn't drive home, so he slept over at our house. My dad's at Costco. My dad's a Costco addict and took advantage of Nick and Brian's strength. So we drove to Costco over in the blizzard to buy an air hockey table. I've always wanted an air hockey table, and we only bought it that night because Brian was there. So my first memory of him was a good one. When Brittany first brought home her Prince Charming years later, we found out Brian works at McDonald's. We all paused and thought it was a joke at first. You see, Brittany's college major is health and exercise science, and her dream is to start a camp to help overweight kids get active. I'm not so sure how they're going to supersize that one. Growing up, we think I was the ugly stepsister from the way we used to treat each other. I would never have expected to be in this position right now. It took these two a while to admit they agreed that I know them better than anyone else. I know what it means when Brian lifts his cheek, or when Brittany needs to take a lap. I have pretty high standards for Brittany, not only because she's my big sister, but because she's a princess, and that's exactly how she should be treated. I used to always think, I hope I find someone who I love as much as Brittany loves Brian. How they look into each other's eyes, they fight like brother and sister, joke like best friends, and love like a married couple. Watching them work through their peaks and pits throughout the years, I know they can get through anything. I know either of them would drop what they're doing to help me out in a heartbeat, and I couldn't be more thankful for them to now be a part of our family. Brittany has never heard me say this. It'll even be hard for it to come out of my mouth, but I look up to her more than anyone, and I hope I find someone who makes me feel the way Brian makes Brittany feel. I couldn't help but cry. I couldn't help but cry when I saw her walk down the aisle. Because I knew it meant more than her marrying her best friend. It meant that he's taking, I knew it meant more than her marrying her best friend. It meant that he's taking my place as her best friend. Sleepovers. Sleepovers, makeovers, shopping trips, heart-to-hearts, sports games, fights, they'll never be the same, but there's no one I'd rather have take my place than Brian. I may be the maid of honor, but the true honor is knowing of who to do it. I'm glad the glass upper fit, even after it strikes midnight. I wish you both nothing but the absolute best. A lifetime filled with love and joy, surrounded by family and friends who love them, with their dog Brian, of course. For all of their wishes to come true and to live happily ever after. As Father John stated during yesterday's homily, the thing that is unique about the two of you is that you know everything about each other, but still choose to spend the rest of your life together. The greatest thing in life is finding someone who knows all about you and your mistakes and still sees the best in you.
Thank you for listening. And now we'll hear from Brittany and Brian's best man and episode who has a few years as well.
Growing up, you got a big brother like Brian, life comes at you pretty easy. Between choosing what school to go to and what team to cheer for, I always looked up to Brian for encouragement in my life throughout my life. The number one pastime of ours that will always live in my memory is the tradition of opening day right here at the boys' field. Ever since first grade, I remember getting pulled out of class by either my mom or Brian, going to Shable's office, giving him some excuse, and then off the course field we go. One of the best days of that year. No matter the situation, we always seem to make it down. The first pitch of that season, we always seem to have the biggest smiles on our face while we enjoy each other's company. Right here at the home of our hearts, I guess. This is just my favorite memory that shows how great a brother Brian has been to me. Always there to take me along with his friends, never leaving me behind, introducing me to his friends and taking me along for the good rides. Great times never slowed down when I got to go along for the day with my big brother. The mental image I have had of Brian ever since I was a little kid has always been a big giant, who can do anything and always have fun through his life. This image hasn't changed one bit since we've grown up. I think it's fair to say that anyone that I have met has met my brother Brian. I've never found myself with words not to say about this guy. The mountain man, the sports fanatic, the Moab trekker, the ski bum, the tennis guru, the greatest brother I could ask for. The journeys he has taken me on is just another example for me of how to enjoy life and love every second I've had. I think one thing that people overlook about this big teddy bear is exactly that. Inside, he is a teddy bear. I remember the first time I saw tears actually come out of his eyes. I think that is the day I understood that you can be this big man, big hair all over your face, and still be the kindest, gentlest bear in all the woods. Brian has always had the softest side when it comes to people pushing his button or picking on the people he truly cares about. I think this is the number one trait that I respect the most of my idol. Is the fact that he can loosen up and shows how much he cares about the people that he truly loves around him. Brian has never had a lack of passion, that's for sure. Whether it be for his or even my little league team, he'd always be there in the first row cheering me on. One story I'd like to share about Brian is when we were growing up, we were playing football out in Hastings, Nebraska. Me and my family, me, Kristen, and my mom and dad, pack up the car for the weekend, go out there and travel for the weekend just to see him for those 48 hours. We'd go watch him stand and play football, go out and have dinner with him, and then we'd drive up 6 or 7 hours back. And that was the greatest time. Just seeing my big brother out there on the field and doing what he loves. Spending those weekend times with him, enjoying that time with him, and then driving back and thinking how much I respect him, how much I love him. Another story that I like to share about Brian is just the way he has always made me grow up and always made sure that I'm the man that he is, really. It was when me and him would take my grandpa's wheelchair, walk him out on the sand, just so he could take a picture of our family out on the pier. The image will always be in my mind But they will surely be. I love my grandpa. I love my family. I'll always remember how to be the man that he is. I'll always know how to live because he showed me all the way through his life. I'm happy beyond belief that you have found someone that can take all of that passion and intensity and help control it. Brittany is the perfect match for this really intensive, always going big bear. You'll never find a dull moment in this marriage. The very first thing I learned about Brittany is her tennis skills and how she never likes to lose. What better fit could you ask for? These people are made for each other. Brian and Brittany, I know you two will always be running from activity to activity. And make sure you leave room for love for your family, so we adore you both. You two carry the biggest hearts and the most passionate one couple I've ever seen. If I run into you guys in the court, I'll know you're not my best friends for the next couple hours. The mean hugs are coming out, and the passion's coming out. But I know after that match, we'll be the best friends. Just remember to bring that love back out once you finish beating me up. So that's truly what I know you guys for. Your hearts and your overall excitement. I wish you a long and happy marriage. Just remember that naps are always allowed and rest days are taken by even the best. Love you guys.
Thank you, Matt. Beautiful. And now, Mike, we'd like to hear from Mr. Denton, who has a few words for everyone as well.
I don't know, that's a couple of acts to follow there. I guess I have my own version of how Brian and Brittany met. I know Friday, Father John, he kind of told his, and then Kristen kind of touched